right, so I can actually say I'm a thorn in Gossy's flesh at the moment because of the way I always police him around at every of these events just to talk to him. And the reason is because he has a lot of contribution to give in this iGaming sector that we're in, because he is one of the leading voices. Gossy Ukanwoke, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. Always a pleasure to talk to you. How do you feel being in the southeast for this? We've always gathered in Lagos, in the southwest, in Europe, in other African countries, but right now we're here. This is home base for us, and we're saying the gaming system or ecosystem in the southeast also needs to be embraced and needs to be explored. So being here for this year, how does it feel?
It feels very good to be here. It's my first time coming for this gaming conference. It's the second edition, and I decided to come here to experience it. Like you said, we've engaged in conferences across multiple places, multiple jurisdictions, and it is good to see that this side of the country and this side of the world is also getting the love. Beyond thinking about it as a way to show love or show engagement with the southeastern gaming sector, I think it's also a way to show engagement with the Nigerian ecosystem, gaming ecosystem, because whatever happens here echoes beyond just this place. I don't want us to see it as, oh, you come to Enugu to do only Enugu or Southeastern related things. You come to Enugu for a conference like this to talk about national issues, to talk about issues that affect the entire sector in Nigeria. And for me, being able to speak here and share my own experiences and my own insights, it's important for those who are here who don't have the opportunity to come to those other conferences to be able to hear from the voices who speak at those other places and let them also hear directly. And that's how I see it. So rather than it just being about talking about things about here, it's letting people who are here to learn more about the things that are happening in every other place, so that the standards that are created, both whether it's here or in other markets, it's all global. And that's what's really important.
Amazing. Before I let you go, I'd like to ask you this question, because you are, like I introduced earlier, you are a leading voice with years of experience, managing director at Kingmakers, and of course chief executive officer at BetKing. It means you have a wealth of knowledge in terms of compliances and building trust across not just brand but with public. And you were on a section earlier where you talked about scaling trust and innovation in the sector. How would you say BetKing and Kingmakers has been able to position themselves in building trust among the public and also brand trust among customers?
The thing with BetKing is, and I will speak about the brand from the perspective of customers who have interacted with, is that you can trust BetKing to always pay. You can trust BetKing to always keep to the promises that he makes to customers. You can also see that BetKing, in many scenarios, in many roundtables, in many gatherings, is always regarded as a responsible company. Is always regarded as a very compliant company, because that's how we see our business, that's how we treat our business. Very compliant, very trustworthy, and we try to keep those promises, whether it's to our customers, whether it's to our regulators, whether it's to ourselves as a company, right? So we set standards around responsible gambling. We're one of the very first in this market to actually start putting out responsible gambling requirements to our customers. We're one of the very first in this market to
partner with Gamble Alert.
Yeah, partner with Gamble Alert. We're one of the very first to even send people to Gamble Alert from our side. Well, the only, or maybe one of the few, who actually are doing affordability checks with our customers, where we reach out to customers to say, hey, we are seeing how you're playing with us. Can you afford it? Let's see your source of funds. Let's be sure of what you're doing. If you also look at whether it's other financial regulators, we do our filings very on time, whether it's to NFIU, SCUMU, and the rest. We actually do that, and we've heard from them as well that we're one of the very few who, anything we send to you, you can trust it. That trickles down to customers. If you look at how much you spent on CSR, if you look at how much you spent on social responsibility initiatives, whether it's in sports, health, and even on customer education, it just shows you what we care about, is that we have an industry that survives. We have a business that is sustainable, where our customers who will have come into our business will be with us for a long time, rather than spend up all the money that they have and then go. We care about that sustainability for our business, and it shows in the different things that we do across multiple facets of our business.
Okay. One last question, and then I'll let you go. This theme is unification and diversification, reshaping the Nigerian gaming ecosystem. But my question is on unification. There have been conversation in the past couple of months about, the unifying laws and rules and regulation that has been, passed down across. And although it has been quite receptive in some demographics, some areas, they have been accepting. But other people have come to say that, okay, you know what, this might not work and all of that. But what do you think about that decision to have that unified regulation?
Regulation is never going to be comfortable for everyone. When we had when there was a national regulator, people complained. We stay regulators, people are complaining. All I can say is, from both sides, let's just create a synergy between operators and the regulator or regulators that will make it easy to actually operate in this market, that will make it easy for customers' issues to be dealt with, that will make it easy for reporting, that will make it easy for compliance. That's really what matters. Like I talked about, we need to just create standards. If there are 40 regulators or 200 regulators and there's a single standard, and now it's not that there's a single regulator, it's just a standard, right? If there's a single standard, then it's easy for an operator to prepare once and be able to report and comply across all the regulators that they need to interact with. That's where I see the biggest challenge. If we can create that standard, that's what really matters. You can, having to do one thing in one place and do a different thing in another place is what creates the friction. But regulation has to be there. Regulation has to be, also locally relevant, but the standards will be the same, right? So it's like there are different ways people speak English in multiple places, but the English standard is still the English standard that you speak, but the intonation might be different, the accent might be different. Some words are even word placements might be different. There are some, like if you look at Oxford Dictionary now, there's something called Nigerian English that has been accepted because that's how we speak, but the standards is still the same. And that's how it has to go with regulation, where the local nuances are important to take into account, but the standards should be the same. No one is ever going to be comfortable with regulation, whether you have it as a single regulator, unified regulator, decentralized regulator. There will always be people in the system who will not be happy with what they have. So it's being able to create a synergy, and we will drive towards that standardization and compliance that we all expect.
Thank you so much for talking to us. It's been a pleasure. Like I said, he is a wealth of knowledge, and I always like engaging with him. So thank you for talking to us. It's a pleasure. Have a beautiful rest of the day.